Hello students. Today we'll talk about difference between British English and American English as they have been established as two different varieties of English language, and we want to find out their differences on different levels, that how is their orthographic pattern different, how is their pronunciation different, how do these two languages use different auxiliary verbs and some other changes. So let's find out those changes one by one. First of all, we want to explore that why are they different? Why do we find separate British and American variety? In reality, they are two different established countries, so the language should be different. That's why when America got freedom from British colonizers, they gave a new shape to their own language, a new spelling structure, a new morphological pattern, new orthographic structure, and different other features have been introduced in American English. They considered that if they have followed British English, it means they are still in the situation of American linguistic slavery. So, if they have gotten physical freedom, their language should also be free from the foreign influences. Nowadays, we find different established linguistic varieties as well as their different dictionaries. Australian English has different dictionary, Indian English has different dictionary, Pakistani varieties called Pinglish. So there are different types of Englishes. Now here is the concept of kachru, that word Englishes, that there are different types of Englishes in the whole world. And quite amazingly, native speakers are just 4% as compared to the non-native speakers. There are different lexicographers and they have interpreted language in different terms. Their rules are different. American famous linguist and lexicographer Noah Webster is acknowledged as the father of American English and academia. British English has very old roots, and this American English has been introduced because of its nationalism and its Americanism, and they express their extreme love for their country. Another feature for bringing this change is that simplification, spelling simplification, and language simplification efforts have been done in American English. Noah Webster, Dr. Franklin, and some other linguists, they tried to simplify language. Simplification in terms of spellings and overall structure leads to simplicity. Because simplicity is the essence of any language, especially if non-native speakers want to learn English language, they tend to learn simple and easy approaches and simple and easy rules to learn English language. Now we find the comparison of vocabulary of British and American English. British call football and Americans call soccer. British call pitch and Americans field. British say draw, the match has been drawn, or the match is draw. Americans call tie, and British say kit, and Americans say uniform. British say handbag, and Americans say purse. British say chips, Americans say fries. British say on holidays, and Americans say on vacations. British say biscuits, and Americans say cookies, and British say bonnet of car, and Americans say hood of car. So these are vocabulary variations between America and England. There are spellings and have also been changed, and words have also been changed. Here in this chart you will find both examples. First example is related with vocabulary variation, like rubber is called in British and eraser is in American English. Labor, color, flavor, British use OUR in the end, while Americans have removed U, labor, color and flavor without U. Theater, THEATRE and center, CENTRE, while Americans pronounce it THEATER and their spellings are CENTER. Here, if we try to explore simplification rules, they are following pronunciation, theater. So, as the word is being pronounced, the order of letters should be the same. While British, there is order has not been followed. License and defense is written with C, Americans write with S. Apologize and organize is written with S in British English, and Americans feel that if the sound is pronounced, its letter Z should be used. Even in the pronunciation of letter Z, British say Z and Americans say Z. Skillful and fulfill, we find single L in British English. In American English, we find skill, SKILL and FUL, full. The same way, fulfill, FULL and FIL. Enclose and ensure, British English follows E letter and Americans have changed it with I. They write the spellings of enclose, INCLOSE, ensure, INSURE. Preposition is also used frequently. Preposition shows a relationship between two words. Preposition of place and time are used frequently in the conversation. British say play in a team and Americans say play on a team. British use the phrase in street, I'm sitting in the street, I'm walking in the street, while Americans say I'm walking on the street. British say talk to him and Americans say talk with him. And British use different from /to and Americans say different from than. They have made it a comparative degree because of the word different. They feel that there is implied comparison. At the weekends, and Americans say on the weekends. So prepositions also differ between British English and American English. Collective nouns. Collective nouns means one word represents a group of words or a group of things. This is called collective noun. British English follows the sense. If the sense shows that here is one, so use a singular auxiliary verb or verb which matches with singular. If sense shows or the mindset shows that there are plurals, they are larger in number, so use plural. Suppose if we say this sentence is quite common, that British jury is unanimous in its verdict. follow the example British jury is and its verdict. It shows that jury is unanimous, so it has become one whole, one group. So you will use singular auxiliary verb and singular pronoun. But if you feel that jury is not unanimous, the group of judges have been divided. The group of judges has been divided into different persons. You will say jury have been divided in their opinions. Focus on have. Have is used for plurals, and their pronoun, possessive pronoun, is used for plural. In the same case, team is. Team is powerful. Pakistani cricket team is powerful. If you want to say that team members have been dispersed at different places, you will use team are. But Americans have removed such sense differences. Americans say audience is and team is. All collective nouns are singular. Team is watching the match of another team. Audience is listening to us. So Americans have simplified. Americans got rid of this controversy, sense controversy. In this way, there is simplification and ease in American English. There are differences in regular and irregular form of verb. A regular form of verb means play, played, played, playing. These are regular forms of verb. Irregular forms of verbs mean learn, learnt, learnt. Light, lit, lit. These are irregular forms of verbs. In British English, we find several irregular forms of verbs. The number of regular forms is more than the irregular forms of verb. Learn, learnt, learnt. Burn, burnt, burnt. Smell, smelt, smelt. Dream, dreamt, dreamt. While American English has followed the generalized principle of spellings to make the past participle, they have added ed in the end. In this way, they have created ease for the non-native learners, like learn, learned, learned, burn, burned, burned, smell, smelled, smelled, dream, dreamed, dreamed. In this way, American teachers can easily guide that if you add ed or d in the end of the verb, it becomes second form of the verb, and same is with the third form of the verb. So just by telling one line, they can teach their students about forms of grammar. While British English, irregular forms are still present. So American English has got ease, simplicity of grammatical rules as well as language. As we have discussed earlier that America is the country of immigrants, there are different types of people. People have come from all over the world. That's why American society is multicultural and plurilingual society. They are so much concerned about cultural differences and cultural disparity, and they want to save their people from cultural shocks. Over there, if a person is understandable and his language is able to communicate the meaning to the listeners, it means the language is acceptable. So there are pronunciation differences. In British English, secretary, and in American English, secretary. And British say schedule, and Americans pronounce schedule. and British say chance, and Americans say chance, and British say body, while Americans pronounce body. British say hostile, 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 while Americans say hostile, hostile. That they have used long vowels after her sound. So there are variations in the American pronunciation and British pronunciation. Another feature of American pronunciation is that mostly they pronounce nasal sounds. Nasal sounds are more in American English as compared to British English. Again, there is black vernacular. It means black English. It is also present in the community of black people. In US English, R is pronounced stronger than UK English. It means R sound is spoken clearly in American English, while British English pronounces R sound if there is a ra sound afterward. Suppose read, R-E-A-D, after ra there is E sound, vowel sound, so R will be spoken. Okay. If after ra there is consonant sound, so they don't pronounce it. On the other hand, Americans clearly pronounce ra sound. So this is the difference. Like Americans pronounce EL, pure. Stress pattern is different. For example, look at these two words. British gives stress on the first syllable. Garage, vaccine, while Americans are giving stress on second syllable. Garage, their stress is on ra sound. Vaccine, so their stress is on the middle syllable. So stress pattern is different between British English and American English. British English usually gives stress to first syllable in nouns, while Americans give stress to second syllable in nouns. There is also a difference between date format, how to write date. British style 24th April 2020, and Americans write April 24, 2015. In digital form there are also differences. So American English has become distinct in all categories, in all styles. Auxiliary verbs. British English follows shall and will in future tense, like shall and will in simple future, shall be, will be in future progressive, shall have, will have in future perfect, shall have been, will have been in future perfect progressive. While Americans have simplified, because a person has to memorize that, use shall with I and we, and with remaining use will. If you want to emphasize, then change this usage, and the person is confused that whether the writer is trying to emphasize or the writer has written wrongly. Americans have removed this difference. They use will in all future tenses. They don't use shall in future tense. In this way, they again created ease for the language learners. So the point is, American English creates ease for all the speakers, because we have already discussed that America is the country of immigrants. People come there from all over the world and they are in need to learn this foreign language. So when they want to learn American English, there should not be barriers for them. If you create ease for the language learners, the language will become easy, accessible, and people will be fluent in it, and they will pay more attention to learn it. Tag questions are also part of the language when we want to see confirmation from others, and whatever we say is our uh, conversation partner agreeing with us or the person disagrees with us. Look at the examples. It is raining, isn't it? If one part is positive, the tag question would be negative. He was not reading a book, was he? If the sentence is negative, tag question would be positive. So British speakers use more tag questions, while Americans use less tag questions. So in this lecture, we try to cover up different aspects of British and American English differences. We also explored orthographic. Orthographic means study of spellings variations. Like British use COLOUR, Americans say COLOR. We found date format differences. We try to find out pronunciation differences. We found that British ignore uh, the excessive use of R. British use only with the vowel sounds, while Americans pronounce it clearly. Their stress pattern is different, and their complete linguistic fabric or linguistic style is different. So, if you have any question, please do ask. Thank you so much.